It's wonderful to have all of you. Well, I can't see the viewers because the link is different and you guys are on YouTube, I guess. But here is an extremely happy good evening, good afternoon, good morning. It all depends upon which part of the planet you've logged in from. And you have no clue how happy and pleased we all are to have you here. Because finally, a book is always written for a person who would read it. Otherwise, what is it for? So you form the extremely pivotal element of the entire show today. Let me tell you, it's all for you more than us. So, well, I've already told you the gist of what we are here for, so that you know all about the book. So it's all more about you than us. So welcome, a warm welcome indeed. Welcome very much to this book launch. Oh, well, before I really go any further, let me tell you who I am. Well, I am Dr. Vrushali Ponde, and I happen to be one of the editors of this book, along with my esteemed colleagues and dear friends, Dr. Nori and Dr. Serpil. Prior to that, well, I would like to tell a bit about myself so you know whom you are talking to at least. I am Dr. Vrushali Ponde, as I told you. I serve the Asian Society of Pediatric Anesthesiologists as its president-elect, and I serve the World Federation of Society of Anesthesiologists as the deputy chair of the Pediatric Committee. And I also have the pleasure and honor to head the Fellowship of Pediatric Regional Anesthesia under the aegis of this fantastic WFSA and a fascinating team whom I work with, named as Children's Anesthesia Services. So, well, coming to my esteemed colleagues and friends, Dr. Nori and Dr. Serpil, let me tell you a little about them. Dr. Nori is an anesthesiologist. He is an anesthesiologist in chief in Saitama Children's Hospital Medical Center, Japan. He's a clinical professor in Tohoku University, and he's currently in the pediatric committee of the WFSA, and he has been the former chair of this very committee, not just once, but for 2 tenures, if I am not mistaken. Dr. Serpil is an associate professor in the Department of Anesthesiology in Istanbul University, and you can see her on the other side of the screen with the background, which has Istanbul, in fact. So that's Serpil. She's the current president of ASPA, and she is the pediatric anesthesia chair of the WFSA. Now, I am going to take a little bit of detour and before I come back to this pleasant responsibility of introducing more guests and one guest of honor, of course, I shall just get you back to the book again. Well, the book is actually compiles of plethora of brilliant minds. The authors have come together and they have poured in, it's a labor of love actually, they have poured in all their experiences in a very pragmatic, practical manner. So of course I leave it to Nori to work more on that front and really put in a lot of light on that especially. So having said this, I shall come back to introduce the guest of honor today, who is none other than Dr. Faye Evans, and she's the Director of Programs WFSA, and she's a Senior Consultant and Associate Professor in Boston Children's Hospital. Well, we also have the publisher, who's Mr. Himanshu. I've just gotten a message from him that he shall jump in right at the spot where he is required. So the flow of webinar is as follows. After this, I'm going to give the reins to Dr. Nori, who shall really tell you all about the book. And then, of course, we are going to hear what Faye has to tell us about her take on it and how what she thinks that the book could be helpful and what WFSA could think about this book, in other words. And lastly, let's get the publisher on board so that he really makes you understand the accessibility and the nitty-gritties of getting this book, if at all you get interested into, which I'm sure you would. And then later on, my friend Serpil shall do the job of cementing the whole webinar, and wholeheartedly thank you for being here. So over to Nori, over to you.
Okay, hi. I am Norifumi Kuratani. I am a pediatric anesthesiologist from Japan, and let me show you my videos explaining the feature of this textbook. Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed colleagues, welcome to our webinar. I am Norifumi Kuratani, a pediatric anesthesiologist at Saitama Children's Medical Center, Japan. It is a great honor to stand before you today as we celebrate the publication of our new textbook, Pediatric Anesthesia and Coexisting Diseases, Case-Based Approach. As one of the editors, I am thrilled to share with you the insights and features of this significant work. This book is the culmination of a collective effort from distinguished experts in the field of pediatric anesthesia. It represents years of dedication, research, and practical experience. Our aim was to create a resource that is not only comprehensive but also highly practical, focusing on real-world scenarios that we encounter in our daily practice. Key features of the book: practical orientation. Each chapter is designed with a practical layout, focusing on real-world applications. This approach ensures that the information is directly applicable to clinical settings. Diverse authorship. We have embraced the diverse writing styles of various authors, respecting their unique perspectives. This diversity enriches the content and provides a well-rounded understanding of pediatric anesthesia. Case-based learning. The book adopts a case-centric approach. Each chapter begins with a case study, which serves as a foundation for exploring the pathology, incidence, and management of coexisting diseases in pediatric patients. Structured presentation. Information is presented in an organized manner utilizing tables and clear paragraphs. This structured format aids in the easy comprehension of complex topics. Clinical implications. Beyond theoretical knowledge, the book delves into the clinical implications of discussed diseases, providing practical insights that bridge the gap between theory and practice. Anesthesia recipes. One unique feature is the inclusion of anesthesia recipes from respected authors. These serve as practical guides for case management, offering tangible support for anesthetists. Simplicity and accessibility. Despite the complexity of the subject matter, we have aimed to keep the content simple and accessible, catering to a wide audience from novices to seasoned practitioners. Problem solution approach. Our primary goal is to highlight issues related to coexisting pediatric diseases and provide practical solutions through real-life cases. This approach enhances the book's relevance and utility in clinical practice. Our textbook is more than just a collection of information. It is a reflection of our collective wisdom and commitment to improving pediatric anesthesia care worldwide. We hope that this book will serve as a valuable resource, guiding practitioners through the complexities of pediatric anesthesia and ultimately enhancing patient care. Thank you all for your attention and for joining us in celebrating this milestone. I hope you find this textbook as enlightening and useful as we intended it to be. Thank you.
Over to you, Faye.
So, hi everybody. My name is Faye Evans. For those of you who don't know me, I am the current the current director of programs for the World Federations of Societies of Anesthesiologists, and I also happen to be a fellow pediatric anesthesiologist. I want to thank you so much for inviting me to join you on this important webinar announcing the availability of your new book, Pediatric Anesthesia: Coexisting Diseases Using a Case-Based Approach. I know it has been an immense amount of work for Vrushali, Nori, and Serpil, as well as the Asian Society of Pediatric Anesthesia, members from the WFSA Pediatric Anesthesia Committee who worked on the book and others who have been involved. I want to congratulate you on this amazing accomplishment. Coordinating efforts such as this is not easy. As the chair of programs for the WFSA, and as I mentioned, a fellow pediatric anesthesiologist, I personally recognize the value of this book for our educational community, both for the faculty, the teachers, the trainees, and our anesthesia colleagues. It will be invaluable. Congratulations again on the job well done.
Thank you.
For our publisher.
Yes, good afternoon, everyone. I hope I'm audible to everybody.
Yes, Himanshu. Go ahead and tell our audience how to get this book. In fact, a bit about Himanshu now that he's here. He, along with his father, whom I know since perhaps more than a decade, they are fully committed to publish medical books. And way back, the first book on ultrasound guided regional anesthesia in adults and children, his father, who is the senior publisher in Palani Publications, the subject was totally raw and new, and he did have full trust and just picked up the project without even thinking twice. And I have been with this publication house for quite a few years now, and they are very seamless, and they really work with all their heart into it. So over to you, Himanshu. We would really like to know how to get this book and the online access of it.
Sure, definitely. I would like to share a presentation with you.
Nori, could he share the screen?
Yeah, I'll just share the screen. Yeah, so just to brief about ourselves, we are Balani Publishing House in the publishing industry since past more than 35 years. We have been collaborated with Dr. Vrushali Ponde for over 15 years now, and successfully running her ultrasound guided regional anesthesia book in the third edition, which has been translated in many languages. One of the collaboration was with one of our co-author for the current book, Dr. Serpil. So we are very thankful to Dr. Serpil as well for her contributions. So about this book, as Dr. Ponde said, when we came across to this book, the first thing what it came to our mind that this is the first of its kind. There is no such other material available in the market for the audience to read about this subject in detail. So that is what is the tagline of our publication house as well. We publish in the areas of lacunas, and we felt that there is a lacuna in this topic which needs to be highlighted. And with the global approach of all our authors who are the contributors for this book, we feel that this is a remarkable achievement, and this would be a great success in the education industry. Secondly, being it a multiple author, it has been our forte since the beginning to have a global approach for any kind of a material which is being published. We wish that we have a global approach. We have multiple authors from different areas, explaining about the topics in detail, which gives it a global coverage and also, a broad perspective about the topic. So we are glad that we could do that. And lastly, we have been economically priced according to the market needs and whatever the affordability level is for the educationalist. And I would just like to highlight few points for the marketing of this book, where it would be available. Currently, being in India, it would be promoted to 650 medical colleges, where they would be made aware about the book, and all the libraries in India would be supplied with the copies of the book. Secondly, this book would be advertised and marketed in national conferences. We also wish to participate in few of the international conferences wherever it is possible. We also wish that we publish an article in journals to promote the book, to have an awareness about the title to the readers. And then we will also be selling it through our distributor network of around 400 plus retailers in India currently. We are also in a tie-up with an international publisher. So I think this, even Dr. Ponde is not aware, but this is a huge announcement that one of the international publisher has approached us, and is wishing to take this title globally, and he wishes to distribute it globally. So we are in talks with them currently. Nothing is so that is where the global market is open to us. Moreover, from the step go and from the book released point, it would be available in all the Amazon platforms in India and abroad, in all the countries wherever Amazon is selling. It would be also available through our own website, balani.com. It can be purchased from the globe, from anywhere. It can be purchased, and in their currency. And lastly, we have given the option of a digital ebook, which is in trend currently, because the current trend of the market says that the users want an ebook. So there's an ebook available on balanidigital.com. So it has a very unique feature of translating the book into 70 plus languages for the readers. It is there on the screen. If you could see the languages in which it can be translated, it covers most of the speaking languages, and this would help the readers to understand the topics, the content in a better manner. We also do give a feature of Wikipedia search on the application. We do give an option to highlight, read, and make notes to save for the students, and they can memorize it and use it for their own purposes. We also have a feature to read aloud the book. They can select the book content, and they can just hear the content of the book. So these are the key features of the e-reader, from where it can be read and heard, and it can be translated in many languages. So we with this we would suffice this as a complete approach towards selling of the book in all possible means, by all possible means. Ebook and print version, it will be available across the globe. So thank you very much, and I'm grateful to have you all on board as an author with our publishing house, and we wish all the luck to you. And the title definitely is a remarkable one, and it will do wonders in this industry. Thank you so much.
Thank you. And thank you for that precious news that our book is already in demand with the international publishers. Thank you so much. And they've already approached you. So, well, you have done a smart job. So now over to you, Serpil, for the most pleasant responsibility.
Thank you. And now we are coming to the end of our web launch. Before we finish, we want to thank to all our colleagues who had contributed a lot, and to all who gives feedbacks and reads the book and makes comments that how could it be done better, and to all our families and to the publisher who made this project real with all their enthusiasm and collaboration. and to WFSA for their expertise and their support. But the biggest thanks goes for our tiny patients, the little resilient spirits, as it is said in the book, boundless courage of our tiny patients, to whom we dedicate this book. Our extraordinary children who keeps us teaching, learning, and gives us the pleasure of serving to them. We admire their strength. The children keeps us learning, teaching, serving, trying to find excellence in pediatric anesthesia, and ensuring the best care for each unique, precious life and heart. Hope this book guides all the readers the way who tries to serve, learn, and teach, and touch the hearts of the lives of the little patients. I believe that this is the beginning of a snowball. We believe it will grow with each reader's feedback to touch the patients. Thank you. Thank you for all. Thank you for making this real.
So thank you, Serpil, and thank you, everybody. So it was a very, we all wanted a very short and sweet launch, so that we just wanted to open the book and let everybody know that this book is around. And that was the entire purpose of having this on board. And so let me tell you that we have 2 channels going on right now. It's all recorded and it's on the YouTube as well. I know that there are quite a few on Zoom also, but Zoom gets really clogged and clouded with many people. So we have the YouTube, the recording is going on and it would be available. And of course, we shall circulate it all over once we get the link. So thank you once again for joining. And Serpil has already done that job splendidly. So, well, enjoy the rest of the evening, morning, or afternoon from whichever part of the globe you are in.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.